Welcome back. You're watching World DNA with me, Raisha Segal. There's lots lined up on the show, but first, a quick check on the headlines. Series of explosions heard early Saturday over Beirut's southern suburbs after Israeli army issues evacuation orders. Hezbollah says its fighters are engaged in clashes with Israeli troops in the Lebanon border area.
If I were in those shoes, I'd be thinking about other alternatives than striking oil fields.
US President Joe Biden advises Israel to consider other alternatives to strike Iran's oil sites, saying he was trying to rally world to avoid an all-out war in West Asia.
I'm confident it'll be free and fair. I don't know whether it will be peaceful.
Joe Biden says he is not confident that the US election in November will be peaceful, citing comments by Republican contender Donald Trump, who continues to reject his 2020 defeat. Ukrainian military intelligence agency claims responsibility for the killing of the head of security at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, calling him a collaborator with Russia. Pakistan capital locked down to thwart a rally by PTI supporters seeking the release of jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Police fired tear gas at supporters. Imran Khan's sisters, Alima Khan and Uzma Khanum, arrested. Bangladesh Joint Minority Alliance staged massive demonstrations seeking justice over atrocities against them. Spiritual leaders from various temples and monasteries across the country joined the protest rally. Voting underway for 90 assembly seats in Indian state of Haryana. Over 1,000 contestants, they are competing in the elections in a single-phase poll. BJP eyeing to retain power for the third term. Congress hopes to make comeback. Australian court upholds an order for Elon Musk's ex-company to pay a fine of $418,000 for failing to cooperate with regulators' request for information about anti-child abuse practices on X. India's northern state of Haryana is voting for assembly elections in this multi-party competition. Polling began just a short while ago and will close at 6 p.m. local time. Votes will be counted on October 8th. The election is a crucial test for all parties. The ruling BJP is pulling out all stops to stay in power for a third term. On the other hand, the opposition Congress party is eyeing a return to power after 10 years. Meanwhile, the Aam Aadmi Party is looking to solidify its presence and see some of its power spill over into the state that shares borders with the national capital. Well, over 20 million people are eligible to exercise their franchise for 90 assembly seats in the state. According to election officials, more than 20,600 polling booths have been set up across the constituencies. Voters casting the ballot have a long list of choices. There are 1,031 total contestants, out of which 930 are men and 101 are women. Well, from India, shifting our focus to West Asia, Hamas has confirmed the death of its commander, Zahi al-Awfi, along with 7 other militants, in an Israeli airstrike on the occupied West Bank's Tulkaram refugee camp. There has also been a surge in attacks across Gaza. At least 29 people have been killed in Israeli strike across the strip in the last 24 hours. And this ahead of the first anniversary of the war, with little hope of an end to the fighting in the foreseeable future. Now that Israel is pursuing a new ground incursion into Lebanon against Hamas and Iranian-backed ally Hezbollah. Four hospitals in Lebanon have announced the suspension of work after Israel launched its heaviest airstrike on Beirut so far. Dozens were reportedly killed across the city over the past day. This includes 11 rescue personnel of the Islamic Health Committee Emergency Service, which is affiliated with Hezbollah. The United Nations condemned the toll on civilians in Lebanon from Israel's campaign against Hezbollah, calling it totally unacceptable. Meanwhile, Hezbollah retaliated with some 180 rockets launched from Lebanon at northern Israel. However, there were no reports of injuries or major damage. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei vowed in a rare address on Friday that his allies around the region would keep fighting Israel. This as he defended Iran's ballistic missile assault on Israel earlier this week. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden said on Friday that Israel has not yet decided how it's going to respond to Iran.
Welcome to the swimming pool. Hey, look, folks, good afternoon. The Israelis have not concluded what they're going to do in terms of a strike. That's under discussion. I think if I were in their shoes, I'd be thinking about other alternatives than striking oil fields.
The United States has said that it will provide nearly $157 million in new humanitarian aid to support population affected by the war in Lebanon and the region. Well, we're still on stories from West Asia. Airstrikes were launched at several Yemeni cities, including capital Sana'a and port city Hodeidah. The strikes were carried out by the US and UK, and this according to the Houthi-run Al Masirah TV network. According to this network, loud explosions were heard around the cities, with 4 strikes on Sana'a and 7 on Hodeidah, and at least 1 hit Dharmar, which is a city situated south of the capital, and 1 hit Mukyaras in the southeast of Sana'a. A large cloud of black smoke could be seen. Some residents stopped on the street, in the middle of the street, to take pictures and videos of the rising smoke. However, there was no immediate comment from the US or Britain on this attack. Now, since January, the United States and the United Kingdom have frequently attacked Houthi targets in Yemen. This in retaliation of the Houthis targeting ships in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. Houthis claim that all these strikes which have disrupted maritime traffic in a globally important waterway. It targets vessels which are linked to Israel and are intended to signal support with Palestinians during the war in Gaza. The latest strikes came a day after the Houthis said that they carried out a drone attack on Tel Aviv. The IDF said that it intercepted a suspicious aerial target of central Israel overnight without giving any further details on it. Well, there is a new twist in Mexico's controversial judicial reform that triggered weeks of demonstrations in the country. Mexico's Supreme Court has agreed to consider a constitutional challenge to the judicial overhaul. Well, in an official statement, the Supreme Court said, and I'm quoting, "The decision reflects an obligation to ensure the autonomy and independence of the judicial branch of the Federation and its members," unquote. This comes as a major relief for the demonstrating judicial workers and critics of the government who have opposed the reforms which propose to elect judges through a popular vote instead of the existing merit-based system. However, the court's move has reportedly miffed the ruling Morena party, whose leader and former president Andrés López Obrador had pushed for the overhaul just before his term came to an end. And reacting to the court's decision, senior party leaders have said that nothing will stop the election of judges in 2025. And now shifting our focus to Pakistan, Islamabad police fired tear gas on Friday as clashes erupted with the supporters of jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. The PTI supporters were holding an anti-government rally in the city. Officials have also sealed off Islamabad and blocked cell phone services to prevent the gathering. The city was put on a high alert amid a series of high-level diplomatic events which are to be held, including the visit of India's External Affairs Minister. Ahead of the demonstrations, Pakistan's government and other opposition parties urged the PTI to delay their protest by 2 weeks on account of foreign dignitaries in the capital. PTI chief Imran Khan reportedly relayed a message through a senior leader to postpone the demonstrations. However, the PTI founder responded that his party would put off the demonstrations if the government agreed to postpone the constitutional amendments till October 25th. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party is taking to the streets for 2 days now to demand the release of party founder Imran Khan and also demonstrate against a slew of issues, which includes independence of judiciary. Party leaders and supporters have been met with heavy security and layers of barricading in the city. In the latest, Imran Khan's sisters, Alima Khan, has been arrested from D Chowk, which is the ground zero of these demonstrations in Pakistan. Well, from Pakistan, shifting our focus to Bangladesh, where the minorities are up in arms, asking the government to accept their 8-point demands to ensure their safety and well-being. Spiritual leaders from various temples and monasteries across the country, student leaders of minority communities were present at the protest rally. The demands include the guarantee of justice in persecution of the minorities, enacting a Minority Protection Act, forming a Ministry of Minority Affairs, and also upgrading Hindu, Buddhist and Christian welfare trusts to foundations. Leaders from various temples and monasteries across Bangladesh, college and university students, as well as leaders from minority communities, staged the demonstrations. The rally was organized by Bangladesh Combined Minority Alliance. They said that the minorities are facing atrocities including arson, vandalism, murder, rape and threats of exile. And all this in the name of mob justice since August 5th. And as Durga Puja approaches, reports emerge that various Muslim bodies disallowed celebrations in many areas. According to a report by Daily Star, several Durga Puja committees received threat letters to pay money to celebrate the festival. And despite Bangladesh government's decision to provide extra safety ahead of the festival, several Bengali-speaking Hindus are voicing their concerns regarding safety, and others are considering that they should perhaps cancel the festivities. 2 months ago, a student-led movement, it ousted the then Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. In the weeks of the demonstrations that followed, over 600 people were killed in the violence in which Hindu temples and minorities were targeted. Imagine a home that knows exactly how you want to live. Smart homes are no longer a futuristic concept. They're becoming a reality around the world. In our next segment today on The Good Life, we look at how architects are pushing the boundaries of home design with cutting-edge technology that blends convenience, sustainability and personalization. Take a look.
Technology is everywhere, reshaping how we communicate, work, and live. It changes how we interact with our environment, making everyday tasks more efficient and intuitive. When technology is integrated into a home, a smart home is born. According to a survey released in 2023, 77% of consumers who have embraced smart home devices in the US believe these technologies improve their overall quality of life, mainly by boosting security. And the trend is only catching up across the globe.
Today, we'll take a closer look at the rise of smart homes. These are spaces that are equipped with technology and claim to simplify our lives.
Smart homes is not a trend, but a solution to create bespoke and personalized experiences. So when we say customized experiences, for example, we are standing in this space. The amount of natural light that you're comfortable with, it can be programmed. The kind of lighting color that you're comfortable with, that can be programmed. What is the lighting that you require in the evening? What is the lighting that you require in the daytime? What is the kind of temperature that you're comfortable with?
Technology is moving faster and going. These little panels, if you see here, are little very important aspects of a highlight of a smart home.
Right.
So I can do almost everything here. We have personally seen that post the pandemic, there has been an accelerated use of high-tech technology and smart home integration.
Let's see what a smart home looks like when an architect designs it for themselves.
So, see, the times that we live in, the options that we have available in the market today are innumerable. Sustainability, or how do you save energy, is something that lies on, it has to be a priority when you choose technology. Now, one of the key things that if you look at homes that has a huge impact on your mind is actually the lighting. And we speak very less about it. So automation and dimming of lights and say mood lighting plays a huge role in that. And that is something that we've focused on a lot in this house. And the app that controls all of them, it's a very easy to use app. You can control each light separately, or you could make clusters of them so that you don't have to switch on everything individually. It's also important to have fun. So for instance, we have a Bluetooth mirror in our house, which is part of the powder bathroom. You could use it in any bathroom, and just connect it with your phone and you have a beautiful music on, and of course the lighting can be customized as well. Eventually what we are trying to do here is trying to make our homes more comfortable through the use of technology. So there are all kinds of people staying in a house, some of whom will find technology up to a certain level useful and beyond that cumbersome. So we need to, that balance has to be, you have to strike that balance to be able to choose very wisely.
And now to the world of sports. Reigning Australian Open and US Open champion Aryna Sabalenka has crashed out of the China Open. Karolina Muchova came from 2-4 down in the decider to defeat the top seed and reach the China Open semi-finals. The world number 2 was attempting to win her 16th consecutive win in the quarter-finals. Both the players were evenly matched in the opener, holding their serves and pushing the set to a tie-break. Muchova had to fend off 5 break points to take the first set. The Belarusian then broke Muchova twice in the second set to level the match. The players then traded breaks in the decider, but Muchova gained a crucial break in the night game to win the match 7-6, 2-6, 6-4 in 2 hours at 46 minutes. Muchova has now defeated the world number 2 3 times in a row, following her victories in the semi-finals of the French Open and Cincinnati last year. World number 49 is competing in only her 7th tournament since returning from wrist surgery and has reached at least the semi-finals in 3 of them, including a runner-up finish in Paloma. She has also made a 4th Grand Slam semi-final appearance at the US Open last month. Muchova will now face reigning champion and home favourite Qin Weizhang in the semi-final. On the world of showbiz now, looking for what to watch this weekend? Well, fret not. We have got you covered. Here are some shows and movies you can binge watch on your lazy afternoons. And with that, we call it a wrap. Thanks very much for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. Please stay tuned.
If you loved Ananya Pandey in Call Me Bae, then Control can be your pick for the week.
क्या आप जानती हैं कि मैं आपकी सेवा में क्या कुछ कर सकता हूँ?
Take control of my life.
And happiness.
Hello, मैं हूँ Nella.
And I'm
Starring Pandey in the lead role, this Vikramaditya Motwani and Avinash Sampath directorial thriller follows the dark world of social media and artificial intelligence.
I guess that girl did like and share her boyfriend.
It follows the story of Nella and Joe, the most perfect couple on the internet. However, their lives turn upside down when he cheats on her and she resorts to AI to erase him from her life. Little does she know that AI completely takes control of their lives. Binge watch this Netflix series to find out what happens next.
Joe's gone missing.
Imagine attending a party with loved friends and suddenly finding a mysterious suitcase filled with your worst nightmares.
This is just some needs to stay in this room type shit. So, no phones out or anything, okay?
Well, that's what exactly happens in It's What's Inside.
Wait, Forbes, what is that?
Currently streaming on Netflix, this Greg Jordan directorial is a horror comedy film about a pre-wedding party gone wrong. What was meant to be a joyous occasion filled with memories and fun turns into a tragedy after a friend brings a suspicious suitcase.
Then this just transfers the files.
The movie, which had its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival earlier this year, stars Brittany O'Grady, James Morosini, Gavin Leatherwood in pivotal roles. So if you're looking for an exciting movie this weekend, It's What's Inside should be on your watch list.
What did you sweat? What did you do? He did something!
Anniversary है, नजर मत लगाओ.
35 साल में नजर नहीं लगी तो अब क्या लगेगी?
But if you want a reason to cry, Z5's latest offering, The Signature, is your perfect pick. Directed by the acclaimed National Award-winning filmmaker Gajendra Ahere, the movie boasts a stellar cast including Anupam Kher, Mahima Chaudhary and Ranveer Shore. It tells the emotional journey of a devoted husband who fights all odds to save his wife following a sudden health crisis, only to encounter a heartbreaking twist that challenges the very essence of his sacrifice.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
WION Health Resort is unique, the only one of its kind. Experience the 4 paths of natural wellness: yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy. Each uniquely customized program improves the whole person to make every person whole. Come to WION Health Resort. Make your reservation at yowan.com.
This week on Wings, we feature the journey of Kolkata's iconic trams, which are now almost only nostalgic memories as the city discontinues the service. We also cover the recent snake boat race in Kerala in southern India, the new Nintendo Museum in Japan, and cute viral animal stories worldwide, only on WION. World is One.
Let's keep the people what they want.
Joker Folie à Deux hits screens, we tell you everything about the much anticipated release. Meet Indian filmmaker Amit Sharma as he talks about Maidan, movies and Oscars.